Well, guys, how's she going? So, she's extremely smoky out. So, it's not quite as bad as this morning. She was pretty bad this morning. So, So, had all my windows open last night to, cool the house down. But then by 5 a.m., I started getting kind of sick. And then, you could smell the smoke, so that's what I was getting sick from, because I didn't realize that it was getting smoky out, but by freaking 5 a.m. it was sure smoky. So I had to shut the damn windows and whatever. I got a couple of fans that I put in the windows too, to suck the cool air in. Works pretty good, but, starts to get smoky out, well then you're kind of effed. And it sounds like it's supposed to be smoky all weekend, so it's coming out of Canada. I think it's coming from the wildfires up in Canada. I think there's one north. I think it's north of Winnipeg, way up there. Not 100% sure exactly where, but I thought they said north of Winnipeg, so somewhere up in that direction, up north, but so I don't know, but I think there's a deer. So yeah, sorry, hay hasn't been cut yet. I don't know. It's been fucking constantly raining, so I think it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. So what do you do, but I know the brothers, they cut their hay. Their hay's been down since Saturday. I don't know, they don't want to, they work, they have a full-time job too, so they don't really have time to flip it. I think if they would have flipped it yesterday after work, I think they could have baled it by the end of today, or even the day before that. Like, you gotta flip it. It's never gonna dry, but they're just gonna kind of wait it out, I think. So if we don't get any rain tomorrow, then maybe it'll be good enough for them to bale it, but I don't know. That's why we flip our hay, to get the fucking shit to dry out quicker and try to get it dry before the rain moves in. So yeah, and then we put the cows back on the little rental piece. They haven't been on there now for a while, but it actually grew in pretty nice, all things considered. It's still not going to last forever. But if it lasts them another week, that'll be good. But I think we'll be cutting hay of our own probably within the next couple of weeks. I don't know. It just kind of all depends on what the hell goes on. But my stuff hasn't grown in enough yet to worth cutting, so it would still need another couple of weeks. So, but anyways, I walked that rental pasture there. That little piece ain't really worth much, but it helps. But I walk that at least a couple times a year. I'm looking for Canadian thistle. I think I found, well, 4 for sure, but there's one weed there that I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's still a Canadian thistle, but I made a little video of it. So I'll insert it here. Okay, so I'm in the process of removing some Canadian thistles. But I noticed this weed here, right here, that also looks like a Canadian thistle, but I don't think I've ever seen them with that flower head on there. But it looks like a thistle. It looks like it's more aggressive than even a Canadian thistle. Canadian thistles are such a bastard, you can't touch them. But I'm going to remove this weed. I think it is a Canadian thistle, but I don't know. It's probably been here a while. But do they always get that kind of a I don't know, because usually the Canadian thistles I'm dealing with, I don't ever let them get to that point. I removed some right now. I got a little freaking stockpile over there in the corner. I'm just digging them out because I don't have any chemical, and I'm not going to let them fucking things seed. So I'm just going to dig them out by the root ball, and I'll throw them in the burn tank, and then they can just dry up in the burn tank. But what kind of weed is that? It looks like it's still a Canadian thistle, but I've never seen that kind of a flower on it. Unless it's something else, but you guys let me know. And then I think that's still a Canadian thistle, but I'm not sure because that one has a flower on it. Some kind of a flower, which is probably just a seed or seeds. But I don't know. It's got to be a Canadian thistle, but maybe a slightly different kind. I don't know. I don't usually let Canadian thistles grow enough to really see what their heads are going to do. But I found at least 5, including that. That's that one, including that one that I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's a Canadian thistle, but yeah. So I found at least 5, which is kind of weird because I've been controlling that. So I don't know how the hell they're. I mean, I guess if you miss one plant, which I think I have done that in the past, I've missed one plant. Well, that's going to make a whole new mess, but I try to control it. So, because I think last year I only had 2. This year I got 5. Now, I don't have chemical to spray, but I do have a spade. So I've just been digging them out, the whole entire root ball and everything. So, and then I put them in the burn tank, and then they'll just rot down in there. So it'll take them a couple days to dry out, but they'll do it. So, but I don't know if we'll ever get it controlled. I don't know if we'll ever get it stopped. I don't know. So, but I don't really want that growing in our field because I'm going to be forced to spray. It's bad enough that we have regular thistles, which they don't ever really get that big. So, and then we have the burdocks problem, which that seems to be changing too. They used to be so packed on the dike, but now I see very little. But I think they moved underneath the bridge. Again, that's never going to get mowed. They rarely ever mow that. So I think that's going to end up causing them to, again, drift into my field, and I'll be back to fucking fighting them in the square field again. They might just keep kind of going back and forth. I don't know. So I haven't seen any in the field yet, though. I've only seen them on the dike, under the bridge, and in here in the woods. Which in the woods, I'm controlling that a little bit. I did find a couple that were seeding already, or they were getting about ready to seed. So I just cut them off. I didn't dig the root ball out. I just cut the plant down. They really shouldn't come back because from what I'm hearing, they only grow for 2 years, and in the second year is when they're producing the seeds. You know, for the next year's weed. So. And then apparently they die off, and that's the end of it. So I figured, well, if I cut them down low, even though the root ball will still be there, they really shouldn't come back. So I don't know, but I figured, well, if they're getting seeds on them, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. But it's kind of funny how some of them are so small, and then you got some that are 6 feet tall. So I don't know. You know. I don't know what to think. So, but I don't know. So, I guess it is what it is. So, it just kind of is what it is. So, I don't know. But looks like I'll be getting another phone thing again, too, for my phone. I broke this one again. I don't know, that stupid thing caught the steering wheel or something, and then it pulled it apart. So I don't have that anymore for my phone. So it's always something, though. That's how it works. It's always something. But I don't know. I think we're gonna have a late cutting because the young guy's not here yet. I don't know if he'll be here by the weekend. I doubt it. Because he's probably got hay of his own down, and he's trying to get it to freaking dry, and whatever else. So, but I don't know. So I haven't gotten my raker ready yet. It doesn't take much, obviously, to get that thing ready. So just do a little bit of that, and then should be ready. But I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't have to use it this year, but I kind of freaking doubt it. I think we'll end up using it. So I guess we'll just have to just do the maintenance anyway and get it ready. So, but yeah, so far I've found, not that I have the money for it, but yeah, there's two 1086s going for sale, but the problem is they're still kind of far from home. I think one's an hour away, which technically would be closer than what the 15 was, because the 1586 I had to go 2.5 hours away. And then the second 1086 is 3 hours away. So, but the second 1086, that's a red power, and then the other one's just a regular 10. But the one 1086 that's closer to home, they got that thing set it up nice and wide. She's skinny, but she's wide, and she's, lower to the ground than mine. So, and it's got duals. Apparently, it's got duals. So, but they only want 11 grand for that. Now it is missing the grill and needs a little bit of work, but it's nothing that you can't handle. And then the other 1086, the red power, that one's a lot nicer, but they want just under 16,000. So I don't know, but I don't know. But they're for sale on the Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, either one of those would be good. So I think the only thing I would have to change would be on either 1086. It's just the exhaust pipe. The one is bent. The other one's short for some reason. They just cut it really short. And then I think it's the one that set it up nice and wide. It doesn't have the interior kit in the roof, or the headliner. It's missing. And I think that just has the standard seat, the spring ride seat type thing. Whereas mine is hydraulic. So, but they only want 11 grand for it, and I think they said it's good. I think they said where the engine is connected to the transmission, where the shaft goes through the engine, I think there's a bearing there and then an oil seal, I think. Well, I think they said they replaced all that. They did some repairs to it, obviously. So, but they're both fairly low-hour tractors, so either one would be good. But the wide one, I don't know. The old timers 986 was the same way. It was set up nice and wide. I got video on that, so you guys can check that out. But she's just, I don't know, something about a wide International. Now the brother and brothers, they have a 986 and a 1086, and the 1086 is sitting here right now. I got it hooked up to the baler. They want to go bale that hay, but they can't because it keeps freaking raining. But their tractors are set it up nice and wide. I don't know. It's just something about that is just, I don't like it. Like, it's good because you're going to be, you're going to be super stable even without duals. You're probably going to have a much nicer ride. So I don't know, but it's just kind of weird. So I don't know, but I'm not a fan of it. But I mean, I guess you could always narrow it up too if you wanted to. You could always narrow it up. So if I ever did get it, I'm not saying that I will, but if I ever did get it, either one. Well, the second one is in nice and close. It's about, I think it's about the same as the 15, but it might be a little bit spaced out a little bit. Mine's super tight, super narrow. But we're going to change that, though, once we do fix it and we get a new tire put on. We're going to widen those tires out. Just one notch. So she doesn't need to be super wide. I just need it wide enough that the tires don't rub the frame when it's bouncing through the field. I think that's why that tire blew out like it did, because it was getting rubbed down every time it hit, like the cab or whatever. It was rubbing and just thinned it out or something. I don't know. The tire was junk anyway, but it's just, yeah, the damn tires are rubbing. You can see that they're rubbing. So, but I think the young guy said that if you slid them out one notch, I think each notch is 4 inches, I think. So if you do both back tires, that's 8 inches of width that you gain. So, I mean, you'd be a little more stable that way. So, but that's not going to happen probably until I get a bowl or something and I can sell it. So, for the tire anyway, the repairs, I might, who knows when, but soon enough, I guess. So, but yeah, I guess, guys, I'm going to head home. It's getting late. And I got other things I want to do. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, I can't believe I found 5 Canadian thistles. And I don't know what that other one is. I think that was a thistle too. But you guys have to tell me. But I think it's a Canadian thistle. But it was damn ugly. But so that's 5 so far this year, and I still have to walk it one more time yet. That'll probably won't be for another month or 2. So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care easy.